Welcome to Same But Different.
Whoa, look at this. Look at all the room we have.
It's amazing. And are you real?
Hi.
Hey, how's it going?
Wait a second.
Welcome in.
It was like a business meeting.
This
We looked
is-
at the cameras like, you can have the key to the
They were
city.
taking pictures of us for the newspaper. Let's do something the same, but a little different.
That's what I posted on Instagram.
No way.
Yeah.
That's amazing. Okay, so as you can see, we're finally together in real life. In real time together is better than just going back and forth. And there's no delay.
It's really nice. And we got some fancy new equipment so you can hear everything. I almost joked myself.
To commemorate this, I guess, I think it's fitting that we do a review on the biggest movie of the summer, right? And not only is it the biggest movie of the summer, but it's a duo buddy cop
It's true.
adventure type of movie.
Yeah, that is
isn't it?
very true.
And that's what we kind of embody that, hopefully. The movie we're talking about, obviously, is Deadpool and Wolverine. And I've been dying to talk about it with you.
Dying? I can't believe you're a
Dying.
real person with a body. I thought it was just your...
It's just here. I watched it. I was the first of us to watch it Thursday morning. And since then, that wasn't a flex. I'm just saying I've been waiting.
Yeah. No, I get that. Big movie.
Huge movie.
Big movie, big times.
Yeah, and I really want to hear what you have to say about it. Since you don't have notes, I thought I would just get started and get the ball rolling. And this
Roll
might
that ball.
this might be a longer video because we're just gonna chat. Don't look though, because there's spoilers on here
Oh.
for a review, not for the movie. We're not gonna spoil the movie.
Maybe.
We we won't spoil the movie.
I wouldn't trust him.
I'm not going to.
I don't trust you at all.
I swear I won't spoil the movie. However, we should probably do a spoiler video
Could do.
because there's a lot to talk about. Anyway, I thought it'd be cool, and I'm just springing this on you off the hop, but I thought it'd be kind of cool to give our ratings first
Oh, shit.
because everybody, who cares?
Okay.
Nobody's waiting in anticipation
Yeah.
with bated breath for us to give a number.
Yeah.
Right. So I just wanted to get that out of the way. I want to hear what you have to say about it first. Would you give it?
What did I give it?
Yeah.
I know I'm complicating your rule immediately. As a superhero movie, I gave it a 10 out of 10.
Yo, I have 2 ratings. No way.
As a superhero movie, it is exactly everything you could have wanted from it. In my opinion, it is a perfect superhero movie. As a movie, I still gave it a 9 out of 10.
Yo. Okay. You were a little kinder to it, I think.
How much to be mean about?
As a superhero movie, as like excitement level, as everything I've wanted to see from these 2 characters in this franchise, 10 out of 10. 100% 10 out of 10. As the film critic, and I need to watch it again to back some of these points up concretely, I guess. But I gave it a 7 out of 10.
Oh,
As like a film. It's still good. Just not like God tier status. But there are some things about it that I need to bring to light, and but it didn't affect my enjoyment of the movie at all.
I think you're a psychopath if you watch this movie and didn't enjoy it.
Yeah, that's fair.
Or just
That's
like
fair.
a hater.
Yeah,
a lot
and-
of people are just upset at Marvel and the cameos. Oh, it's just a Marvel movie. This is what it is. That's what
It
the movie
is.
is. Of course, that's exactly what it's going to be. It's what it wanted to be. It's what it wanted to make fun of. It was
Yeah.
exactly what it was supposed to be.
Yeah, people that are not liking this movie, and I mean less than a 7 out of 10, I guess.
Yeah.
They don't know what they're talking about. I personally don't think they enjoy fun.
No, and I've read a lot of reviews that are complaining specifically about how it's just a cameo whore fest, and I'm like, did you watch Multiverse of Madness? There was a number of cameos in this movie, but 5?
Let's talk about the good.
Okay.
Okay. And I think we're going to agree on all of our good points. Hugh Jackman as Wolverine, Ryan Reynolds as Deadpool, and both of them together, their chemistry, perfection.
It's exactly what yeah.
Yeah.
What could you want?
Yeah.
It's exactly everything you wanted from this movie.
Wolverine has never phoned it in with or Hugh Jackman.
He's never phoned it in as a Hugh Jackman performer.
Hugh Jackman is Wolverine. No matter what movie, even X-Men Origins Wolverine, he is Wolverine.
Yeah.
Like, he's never been bad in this role. He brings a certain level to this character that just cannot be beat, and that's why it's going to be so hard to cast Wolverine again one day. But
yeah, they're gonna have to go a different route.
Yeah.
They're gonna have to
100%.
take it differently completely.
yeah, it's going to be wild to see the day he's replaced, but he can't be. At this point, he can't be, and they touch upon that in the movie. He just can't be replaced.
No, it's like getting a new pet. It's a new one. It's not a replacement.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Perfect. What a new pet Wolverine.
Yeah.
And their chemistry together. They play off perfectly. Wolverine being, although not the same Wolverine we've come to know and love, that Wolverine, had his arc, had his character arc. And you get this kind of from the movie, and people have talked about this already, but it's a variant Wolverine. It's a new Wolverine.
Yep.
But it's not so different where, like, he's not the same character. Like,
No.
he's Wolverine. And his grumpiness and attitude towards life versus Deadpool's attitude towards life, it was perfect.
Juxtaposed.
Yeah.
Very. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's good. I agree.
And the jokes they had for each other, well, mainly Deadpool at Wolverine and breaking the fourth wall. Yeah, it was great. It was crazy. The opening sequence.
It's good. It's good. I mean, Deadpool movies have made a name for themselves doing that with their opening sequences,
Yeah.
and this one's no stranger to that.
No.
Picks a fun song and a violent montage of action, and you're just hooked.
Yeah.
And, like, they take it another level.
Yeah, it's not just that. It's what he does in the opening sequence with the character. It's perfect. You
Hard not to talk spoilers.
Yeah, can't talk too much about it, but it was perfect satire and commentary and disrespecting and respecting at the same time.
I mean, it's only disrespecting, but it's respectful because it's a Deadpool movie.
Yeah.
Like, it's Deadpool disrespecting it, which is respectful.
Yeah, exactly. Oh man, it's one of the best opening sequences I've seen in a superhero movie. I think it's
pretty good.
I think I might even put it at number one. But yeah, this was incredible opening sequence, and the violence, the violence. It's CGI mostly, but it's just fun.
Yeah.
Splatter fest gore in your face.
Yeah, and in white snow, so it's always more fun. Oh, right?
True.
Yeah.
The fourth wall breaking. What'd you think about it?
It was great. I
Yeah.
think they used it the perfect amount. It towed the line of a little too much, but I don't think it ever got too much. And there was one, and I can't do it because it's a spoiler, but it was a Deadpool variant later in the movie, almost near the end, and it was the funniest thing ever. When he's
yes.
like, I can, subtly break the fourth wall too. It
Yeah.
just wasn't subtle at all.
That was a really good one. It wasn't clever. It was just
No, that's what made it so good.
yeah, exactly. I thought the fourth wall breaking, it was perfect.
Yeah.
Perfect Deadpool style.
Yep.
Not only did a fourth wall break within their own world, but obviously within our real world.
Oh, yeah, lots of
several
that.
times, referencing Hugh Jackman's personal life a lot.
Yeah.
The only thing, and this is one of my bads,
Ooh.
about the fourth wall breaking, a lot of the jokes and a lot of the references in general in the movie, they're not really accessible for the common moviegoer, for the common entertainment absorber. Because unless you know of Hugh Jackman's life, unless you know what's happening in the Marvel Cinematic Universe and the news and stuff like that, you're not going to get, I would say, half the jokes.
Or even all three of the cameos that come in at that one point.
Exactly.
Almost all of the jokes were so layered into their personal lives.
Yes.
And I loved it.
Perfect.
It was
Because
like-
we are in it. Listen, they're so niche and so specific to personal lives and like entertainment news sometimes that like I just don't think this movie is for the general audience.
Maybe not.
And that kind of sucks because maybe that's a lot of the people saying like, this movie, meh. Maybe
get
they
that.
didn't get it.
Yeah. I thought you were retired.
Okay. That was one of my bads because I think a movie should be accessible.
I agree with you. I guess that's your movie point. But like that didn't take away your enjoyment,
No.
which is why you gave it a 10.
Exactly.
But not a 10.
Exactly.
Okay.
As a film, Yeah, you're part of an inside joke half the time. The violence and profanity in regards to, people thinking that Disney would have a chokehold on this movie a little bit, they did not hold back. So much fuck. So much every other word. Cunt is in there a couple
Thunder
times.
Cunt in there as a reference to Blade Trinity.
True. That was so good.
Because Ryan Reynolds was in Blade Trinity. I
Yeah.
loved cock-chuckling Thunder Cunt.
Yeah. They did not hold back.
No, I think the only thing they shied away from was the sexual jokes.
Yes.
There were some, but they definitely, certainly not as much as Deadpool 1.
I feel like there were a lot of dick and butt jokes.
Sure, but literally seeing him get pegged
Yeah.
or him with his little baby arm talking about jerking off that, they shied away from that stuff. With
I
this. They
suppose.
did.
I suppose. Well, there's a moment, and this isn't spoiler for the plot at all, but there's a moment where Deadpool gets lodged inside of a TVA guy's butthole with his weapon.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And he's yanking on him. Yeah. That was pretty fucked.
I'm loving a dick and butt jokes.
Yeah, dick and butt jokes. There was a lot of that. And obviously they strayed away from showing any sort of drugs on screen, because apparently that's the one no.
Disney no do drugs.
Disney no do drugs, because kids can't grow up to do drugs, but they can grow up to commit mass murder. Oh, okay. Another one. We talked about this briefly already. The cameos. Amazing.
And not too gratuitous. Not too many at all.
No.
I can count. There were a lot of little ones littered in the background and stuff, which are just really cool and fan service. The actual cameos they try to deliver as cameos, pretty sure 5.
I think there were more. If we were to go through them, I think there were more. But like I said before, none of them felt shoehorned. None of them felt cash grabby.
No.
Maybe the actors who came back did it for a paycheck, but it didn't feel like that.
I did feel really bad for one of them because it was a big deal. They were introduced, big cameo. You're like, no way. And then the next cameo comes in right away and it's slow motion and it's cool music. And it's just whoa, they really just shit on that other person. They're like, this is the cameo to care about. Fuck that one.
I think I think that moment revealing those cameos, it just upped itself each and every time.
But the third one was only a cameo if you were in the know.
If you know. Yeah.
It wasn't a cameo otherwise. It was just a big name actor.
Cameos were fantastic. I loved every single one of them. And not only were they fantastic, they did them justice. None of them were done dirty per se. Whereas, John Krasinski in Multiverse of Madness was done. Every cameo in that movie was done dirty. Every cameo in that movie was done dirty.
Yeah, these ones were not.
The Multiverse of Madness cameos seemed like it should have been in a Deadpool movie.
Yeah.
Good idea. I'm glad we can just do this.
I'm condensating all over myself.
Final good, and there's a lot of good.
There's a lot of good.
Because, like I said, had fun. The music.
Yeah.
Lots of needle drops.
Yeah.
The music was good.
No big surprise there. That one little Greatest Showman. I felt putting that out on the soundtrack days before the movie came out and having it just go, whoa, and then it cuts away.
Yeah.
That's the entirety.
And why is it on the soundtrack?
Amazing.
Yeah.
But I thought the song was going to be in the movie.
I thought
it is not.
I thought Wolverine was going to be performing some musical numbers because of that reveal.
So funny. All the acting.
Okay.
Nobody phoned it in.
True.
The villains, who I never knew, Nova.
Yep.
I've never seen her before. She did a
Cassandra
great job.
Nova.
She had one line that actually made me burst out laughing. And the TVA main villain.
Yeah, he was good.
He was so good. And I looked him up. Not really anything. He's been in 2 things.
He was really funny.
And he started where you thought maybe this guy's a big bad or a psycho. But he ended up being like a Chris Hemsworth and Furiosa almost.
Yeah,
he was kind of just an idiot
who wanted something bigger for
but
himself.
he was so good.
Yeah.
I loved him.
Yeah.
So all of the acting was fantastic. The movie followed a relatively, you know what, to be fair, I didn't know necessarily how it was going to end. I didn't know if this was going to be a finale or if this was going to be starting something new. Not saying too much about that, but that was good. It followed a more or less pretty formulaic idea, but it had heart. It might have been easy heart, and you knew it was where it was all going to go, but it had heart to it. It wasn't just a stupid, silly time.
Yeah, I agree. There was a lot more heart in this than I thought.
Yeah.
There was a moment at the end where Deadpool says something along the lines of like, "I've always wanted this," and you can tell that's not just Deadpool talking. That's Ryan Reynolds talking. That's Marvel talking. That's like that's so many fans talking.
Yeah.
And Victoria and I both looked at each other. We're like, "What? What?"
It was cute. Of all things.
Yeah, and then on the other side of things, when Wolverine really lays into Deadpool at one point, and then Deadpool's like, "I'm going to fight you now."
Yeah.
Like, that was such a good moment.
The jokes almost all landed. Like, being a movie that's with this many jokes per minute, you can't expect to laugh at all of them.
90% of this movie was a joke.
Yeah.
Not the movie itself, but like the dialogue. Yeah.
But if 90% of it was jokes, 80% of it landed.
Yeah. Yeah, that's true. And that's a good percentage. And even the ones that didn't land, I still ended up being like, because
They
like
weren't cringy. They weren't bad.
No.
They just weren't funny.
no, and because it was most likely Ryan Reynolds delivering the line, it was delivered well.
Yep. Yeah, that's the good. I mean, it's hard to say much. Like, it's a Marvel movie. It looked beautiful. The cinematography was great.
Yeah.
The editing was great. What do you expect? The choreography was great.
So here's my bad. And we'll start off with segueing from that. Everything looked fantastic, except I think the fight scenes were kind of lazy. And I don't mean the opening scene, and I don't mean the end scene. You know, the one with all the, you know, I mean the one-on-one fights between Deadpool and Wolverine, or the one-on-one fights between anybody else, really. There was one fight scene in a car that was kind of cool, but it was contained, and you're like, I want to get out of here. I just don't think any of them were pushed any boundaries or broke any rules or was anything like spectacular. There have been other fight scenes in the MCU where I'm like, whoa. Guardians of the Galaxy 3 had that one-shot fight scene.
Yeah.
Blew my mind.
This one kind of had a one-shot fight scene as well.
Yeah, but but nothing about it was like, I don't know. It felt like Sean Levy directs fight scenes okay. You know?
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. My issue is a different issue with what you're talking about, though,
Okay.
and it was the car fight scene, and it's more that I don't think we needed them fighting twice.
Oh, I see.
They were both good enough fight scenes, but they are both immortal. That's the joke. I don't think we needed it twice.
Yeah, I agree. I also think they heal way too fast.
Yeah. Like, how much can you just stab each other in the heart and the head over and over, laughing about it, and until you did it once, you did the joke. We didn't need it again.
Yeah, that's true.
That's one of my bads.
That's fair. That's fair.
Because it was a big moment, or it was supposed to be.
Yeah.
And I'm like, we saw this 40 minutes ago.
The villain, she acted well. Mm-hmm. And I'm also talking about the TVA villain as well.
Okay.
Both acted well. We got through that already. However, not enough screen time for either of them. They were split down the middle, right? So they shared their what should have been one villain's overall screen time.
Okay.
They split it. So especially Cassandra Nova. Like, we didn't see her enough. She's a fantastic character in the comics and the cartoons, and we didn't see her enough. We didn't see her get menacing enough.
Right.
And it's the whole villain thing about I'll go to universe and destroy all the universes. Come on. It's
be
played
fair,
out.
This movie's supposed to kind of be a cliche of the Marvel universe, and like
Maybe.
I read one review that was praising it and said, think of it as a bottle episode in the MCU, and that
Fair.
helps me kind of enjoy this.
Which is something that I appreciated. Like, as much as this relates to the MCU, you can watch this on its own.
100%. You might not get everything, but 100% you can.
Yeah, the story is very contained. But my issue is that you have access to the multiverse now.
Right.
You can literally do whatever you want. And Marvel keeps going back to really one-dimensional villains, one-dimensional storytelling, and one-dimensional motivations. Like, you have multiple worlds to play in. And for some reason, Marvel keeps playing it safe, and I don't know why.
You saying there's multiple worlds reminded me of another big cameo in this movie, which blew my mind.
Yeah.
That was a good cameo, too.
Yes. Oh, man.
That was a really good cameo.
They're so good, all the cameos. I need to watch this again. I think with the multiverse at your fingertips, you should be more creative with your stories and your villains.
Come on, Marvel, be creative. I don't think they've ever heard that before.
I think they need to hear that from somebody who's more important than me. Yeah, so that's really all I have to say about Deadpool. What did you not like about it?
My big bad, other than the fact that I don't think we needed 2 fights between the two. This is it, and it's quick. It's not even that big of a deal.
Okay.
I don't think it was as funny as the first two.
Interesting. Even with the 90% of that movie being jokes.
Same with the other ones.
Yeah.
They just were funnier. It's not even a bad thing. This movie was hilarious.
Yeah.
I don't think it's worse than 1 or 2 necessarily. I need to really take a look at them to rate these movies. But I just don't think I laughed as hard as specifically the first one. But maybe it's like, this is what I always relate this back to. It, and then It Chapter 2.
Okay.
You already knew. Watching It Chapter 2, why It Chapter 1, sorry if you don't like it, was so good was you didn't know what you were getting into. The surprise and the what the fuckness of it is what made it so amazing. So It Chapter 2, even though it was good, you're like, yeah, I get it.
Okay.
And by this point, 3 Deadpools later, I knew the kind of humor to expect, and it just wasn't as funny.
That's
It's not
fair.
even necessarily a bad thing, but it did stop this. It brought it from a 10 to a 9, probably.
That's fair. That's fair. Could it also be too that Deadpool 1 came out, what, 2015,
16, 14,
Yeah.
13.
Could it be that maybe its humor has stayed the same, but our humor has changed?
Perchance.
Because maybe it's just stale.
Perchance.
Yeah.
Do you know what's funny? Maybe this is getting a little PC iffy, but when I was reading the Parents Guide and I saw there was an R word in this, I'm like, how is Disney going to put an R word in this? Perfectly.
Yeah.
Is how.
They did it perfectly.
They did it perfectly. I was like, no way that worked.
It wasn't, it wasn't disrespectful or incorrect or anything.
Nope.
It was, they did it somehow.
And that blew my mind.
Yeah.
But that was
it's so
irrelevant.
true.
I'm just chit-chatting now. But yeah, that's my big thing. And condensation, baby. Science.
Oh, Topanga's all wet. Don't worry, his college years come to Topanga.
Okay.
Here's a question for you, just to wrap things up with Deadpool and Wolverine. Leading up to this movie, not only fans, but
OnlyFans.
but Marvel themselves, or some writers for Marvel or people close to Marvel, a lot of people are saying, like, this is the movie that's going to save the MCU. Because the MCU has been in the dirt lately. A lot of people think so. Whether or not we think so, irrelevant. Just in news, in general, a lot of people think MCU has kind of been lately. And everybody was saying that this is the movie that's going to set it back on track, that's going to save the MCU, that's going to make it all better. Do you think it has done that or will do that soon?
Yeah, it can't do it just by being a good movie. There's no way now just Marvel's fixed. It was a great movie. It was a nice little pickup from maybe a slump they were in.
Yeah.
I don't really see how this movie changed the projection of where they're going. If it is in fact a bottle episode, like, yes, certain characters may or may not work their way into future MCU projects now, but I don't think that means it's saved. No.
I agree.
Maybe, and I hope so.
But
I can't. I don't.
Just based on what we've gotten
Yeah.
from the movie, like you said, the trajectory of the MCU didn't change at all. It's not like they gave us some shining, glimmering hope of like what's to come.
No.
Right?
All they did was release a great movie and then tell us Robert Downey Jr. is coming back as Doctor Doom. Excuse me?
Don't even get me started on that.
Fuck yourself.
Yeah. That seems like the biggest cash grab, biggest desperation move I've ever seen in my life.
And it's legit news, I think.
It's legit. It's happening. Robert Downey Jr. came out on stage at SDCC, revealed himself, taking off the Dr. Doom mask. Listen, Robert Downey Jr., and now we're getting into something else here, but Robert Downey Jr. had his time. He was a pinnacle, very important part to the MCU, had an amazing character arc, and died. don't bring him back as a different character. Give somebody else a chance.
If they're gonna do what they just did with Deadpool and Wolverine and bring him back like that as Iron Man, sure. I don't want it personally. I didn't.
No.
But then that's to say I didn't want it with Wolverine either. And then look, I do now. I'm happy it happened. But yeah, why? What?
I don't know. Apparently, like, you know, he's going to be a variant of Iron Man who didn't go the good route of things. He stayed making weapons and became a bad guy.
Phooey.
It's phooey for so many reasons, and I think the biggest reason for me is that it's not going to be Victor Von Doom.
Tony Stark.
It's going to be Tony Stark.
Is that comic accurate, at least? Have they ever done that?
I think there has been a variant of Iron Man becoming like a Doctor Doom-esque character, maybe taking on the mantle of Doctor Doom. But even in the name, like, your name's not Doctor Doom, your name's Dr. Stark. Like, he's not Victor Von Doom, which sucks. It sucks.
It's stupid. We got on a tangent. I was just saying, no, Derek, I don't think the MCU is fixed.
No, I don't either. And I don't think I just don't think it can be fixed. I think it is where it is, and it's going to ride it out until it isn't anymore. Like, it just the Marvel.
The end. Bye.
Have you seen Deadpool and Wolverine? What did you think about it? Please let us know in the comments below, and please, no spoilers. This is a movie that deserves to be kept a secret until you see it.
Even though Marvel will spoil it in less than a week. That's what they do. Ugh. I saw Eternals the third day it came out.
Yeah.
Fourth day I went on Twitter and Marvel posted pictures of Harry Styles.
Yeah, well, I don't think Marvel cared about Eternals just like the rest of the world. But I think Marvel is this is their baby right now. I think they're going to keep it secret. Although they released in one of the trailers that X-23 Daphne Keene's character came back.
That's because they wanted her to be able to attend the premiere, and there were sneak peeks and stuff like that. But if you go on IMDb now, you can see the full list of all the cameos.
Yeah, don't do that.
So, but I'm just saying they're not really protecting it all that well.
That's true. Don't do that, please.
Like, I remember when Zombieland came out, Bill Murray wasn't in the cast for like a year.
Spoilers. Yeah, don't spoil it for yourself. Go see the movie. Go see it in theaters. Keep theaters alive and keep watching movies.
Keep watching movies.
We love you guys, and hopefully this is a new thing for us.
I think it'd be pretty cool. Yay. Pretty cool.
Bye.
See ya.